Welcome back, everybody, to Modern with Randy. I am Randy, and today I'm going over another deck list that has been popping up in the Pioneer format, as well as kind of not taking down, but doing well, and kind of showing that there is more than one way to cast Sorin into Vein Ripper here. So this is the Golgari Vamps that has kind of been running around. Excuse me, that has been running around here. That's kind of going to go briefly over it. So of course, we're playing black, and we're playing black, so we're gonna be playing Sorin. That way we can go into Vein Ripper. We're also playing, 4 Fatal Push, 4 Elvis Mystics, 4 Land of War Elves as kind of like our mana ramp here. We're playing the 4 Dust Legion Zealot, and we also have the new card here, Pillage of the Bog, basically just letting us dig deeper and deeper as the game goes on. We've seen this card kind of pop up in Mid to Light, as well as some other fringe plays, but I did think that when I saw this card get spoiled, this is going to make a bigger impact in the format that it is. But I'm happy to see people are starting to kind of realize that it is good to play. In case anyone doesn't know what it does or anything like that, it is 1 black, 1 green sorcery. You get to look at the top X cards of your library, where X is twice the number of lands you control. You get to put one of them to your hand and the rest of the bottom of your library in a random order. And then it also has plot for green, black, and 1 generic. And then you can pay that cost, X out of that card from your hand, and then cast it as a sorcery on a later turn without paying its mana cost. But Pillars of the Bog here lets us, dig for our Sorin, lets us dig for our Vein Ripper, lets us dig for our 1 of Shieldred if we need it, or Archfiend, same thing with our 1 of Murderous Rider as our way to, kill something bigger. We're also playing 2 Preacher, cards in All-Star. I don't really have to explain too much why this card is good if you played any amount of Standard, or if you ever just read the cards, you can understand how good it is. It's a 2/4 Death Toucher, pretty hard to be blocked, hard to be killed. 2 and a black to cast, and then whenever it attacks the player with the most whenever this attacks, the player with the most life or tied for the most life creates a 1/1 vamp token, 1/1 vampire creature token, and then if you have our tied with most life, and then if you have, while you have the most life or tied for the most life, you draw a card as well and lose 1 life. Card's just kind of broken. Lets you, get creatures, get card advantage. Playing 1 of Shieldred because it's good. I don't have to go explain why that's good. And then 1 Archfiend of the Dross, just because it's a good 6 mana flyer. Lets you just kind of beat down and win the race faster. And then also we're playing the Huntsman Redemption. So this is a saga. Notably, this was played a lot in the green-red boats deck that doesn't exist anymore in Pioneer, basically. Just quickly going over it. So for 3 mana, you get a green saga. It's 2 and a green. Chapter 1, you make a 3/3 beast token, green beast token. Chapter 2, you can sacrifice a creature. If you do, search your library for a creature or a basic land card, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle. So, on turn 4, we can sacrifice one of our Land of War Elves and go get, Murderous Rider if we need to kill something, Shieldred, Archfiend, Preacher, Vein Ripper, all these, high value targets. And then on chapter 3, we get to have up to 2 target creatures, each get +2/+2 and gain trample to end turn. So it kind of just gets to close out that door here on chapter 3, being able to, turn our Vein Ripper into, 8 power with trample on top of the flying. Same thing with like Shieldred, being able to make it to a 6 power trample. Archfiend being able to like 8, even our 1/1s turning into 3/3s is just huge. And pretty much it's just another value vampires deck, so it is a little bit different than the traditional Rakdos or Black-Red we see running around. Obviously, you don't have the best 2-drop in the sense that you're stuck with Dust Legion Zealot instead of playing the other one. That name escapes me. But you do get Pillage of the Bog, which I think does make this deck kind of a lot better in the sense of being able to dig for what you need a lot easier. Same thing with the Huntsman's Redemption, kind of being able to have a game ender there, make some of your little lesser known threats into much bigger threats and need to be answered threats. And then on top of that, going over the sideboard here, pretty like basic stuff. We're playing 4 Thoughtseize, help us out against those combo decks, help us out against any just like deck that we're trying to kind of strip away their hands, slow them down just slightly. We have the 3 Pick Your Poison here for the Nibs-Light decks, and then obviously for the other vampire decks. 2 Dampening Spheres, once again for those combo decks. 2 Knight of Dust Shadow there for the Amalia. Path of Peril there to help against the Amalia decks, as well as any of the quick creature decks that have been running around. The mono red decks, or I shouldn't say the mono red decks, but like the slick shot decks. Convoke has started to pop up here and there. I don't think it's anywhere near good enough. Kind of help out with those as well. Same thing with the just any of the small creature decks that are running around. And then we have Kalidas there mainly for the lifelink ability, help against the aggro decks. Just kind of a well-rounded sideboard here. Helps you get your control. Helps get your control and your combo decks. Basically, that's what this deck is weak against. It does well against the mid-range grind decks that are running around. It can grind with the best of them. Not to mention, it just has the not so much the I win button, but the I apply a lot of pressure on turn 3. You need to answer this now button. But this is a deck that has been seeing more popularity. It's nice to see green black kind of come out of its shell and be showcased. It doesn't have Fable. We have the Huntsman's Redemption as our Fable. Not nearly as good. Perfectly willing to admit that. But it's nice to see something else kind of be coming out and playing. Showcasing that, mid-range isn't just Rakdos. Rakdos isn't the only mid-range deck out there. So that's nice to see. As always, guys, if you like what I'm doing, you like what you're seeing, go ahead and give the video a like. Give me a subscribe if you want to keep up with what I'm doing. Let me know what you guys are seeing in the RCQs. Let me know if you guys have any sweet brews you've been seeing. Now that MH3 is out, I will be covering a whole bunch of those lists as well. So, until next time, guys,